Wow, what a great shirt. I bet whoever wears that, really cool. Hi, I'm Lanny, one of the co-founders of Team 4-Star, and we've been making videos on the internet for 15 years now. That's almost half my life. And yes, I'm still coming to terms with that. But while I do, let me introduce you to an opportunity to own a piece of internet history. For a limited time, if you go to sharkrobot.com/team-4-star, you can buy this piece of fabric and it will cover your nipples. It's layered with genuine, authentic, synthetic gold printing material, and it can be 100% yours for a limited time. So from all of us at Team 4-Star, thank you all so much for making the past 15 years amazing. And now, on to what you clicked on this video for.
Episode 46. Anybody that watches DBcember from us and watched our top fights videos knows that I have a particular reverence for this, both in our fights list and in our techniques list, because Piccolo's one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball, just in general.
One of the few one-on-one fights he gets in this goddamn show.
It's honestly really nice to see 17 get a fight as well, because 18 had already had her fight, and it had been so many episodes since these guys actually got to get their hands dirty. And now, 17 steps up in just a baller throwdown.
It's very, I remember, I never watched this fight actually before we actually started parroting, because I just missed this one when it was on television.
Yeah.
So when we were going here watching it with you guys, going wow, this is really well animated. Holy crap, this is well choreographed. Why can't all the fights be more like this? What the hell? Well, the episode afterwards has another great fight too.
Yeah.
And one thing that people notice is, unlike Vegeta and Goku and Gohan, we skip all of Vegeta and Trunks in the time chamber, until they get out.
We don't skip it. It doesn't exist.
Really? Is there no footage of it?
No.
Wow.
Do you remember watching that? They never they only cover them in the chamber after the fact, and it's a scant few shots.
Which is so odd when they were looking.
I remember that shot of Vegeta on fire.
Yeah, and we even used a shot from that episode at the end of the last one.
It's so strange to me when they were looking for filler that they didn't choose to do something filler with them being in a time-space removed.
So I think the problem there is that they weren't as comfortable writing for, say, Trunks and Vegeta as they were with Gohan and Goku. Because those two are much easier to write for because their dynamic is already sort of set in stone. Where Vegeta and Trunks, first of all, we don't even, when they were writing, it was hard to even say whether or not they knew that if they were fighting each other, sparring, if they were off kind of doing their own shit.
You call that yelling, boy? This is yelling. I can't, okay, what?
Actually, no,
why does this matter?
In fact, he did spend the first 3 months learning how to scream, which is why the first thing he does when he goes up against Perfect Cell is just scream
the lungs on that boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of, another thing we omit in this episode, which I guess technically we didn't omit that first thing, it just didn't exist. We don't show that Cell is on his way. In the anime, they continuously go back and forth. They go back to, I sense them now. I'm on my way. It's no, let that be a stinger at the end.
I remember being no. Whenever Cell's not on screen, Cell should be loud and in your face and have access to a time machine.
I know there was some contention here, but I do believe this was the correct call.
No, it was.
Because when he shows up at the end, it's like that, shit.
I'm having so much fun playing Imperfect Cell that I'm just
You're sad you don't get more.
I was so happy. I'm oh my god, this feels so great. I'm loving, and it hurt. It was hard, but it was also I looked at the episode, the reaction, I'm just
It also makes me very happy that I feel like our writing for Cell gets to be so vastly different from Frieza, who was different enough from Vegeta. I'm glad that we didn't fall into the pattern of making the villains too similar.
Well, every arc, the villains do come across differently, and I think that comes down to like what we just said.
Yeah.
It's with the idea of just keeping Cell off screen to just really Cell, hello there, when he just appears finally. It is kind of like how a horror character would operate.
And Cell will be in the forefront after this episode and onward.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, let's let Piccolo have his moment to shine.
It's the android's moment to have some time.
The following is a fan-based parody. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Fuji TV, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official release.
History's greatest monster.
Yep.
It's me.
It's me, Dr. Brief.
Good start.
All right, sis, since you had all the fun last time, why don't you sit this one out?
Already on it. I'll just hang out with 16 over here.
I have spotted a pelican. So majestic. So majestic. Majestic. That is a big bird.
Such a
Now,
dumb
are you trying
joke.
to buy time,
It ended
or
up
are you
in
just
there
looking
just
to
because
throw
it's like
your
He's
life
looking
away?
off straight.
Because if I remember correctly, this did not go well for you last time.
Oh, I'm not the same Namekian you faced before.
Oh shit, are you talking metaphorically? Because if not, I'm gonna start feeling like a racist because you look
exactly the same.
So, fun thing about when I wrote that line, I actually wrote it with the possibility of it being delivered sincerely and sarcastically. And Gon went sarcastic. Because when I was writing it, it's like, you could easily be like, wait, shit, are you serious?
Oh shit, are you for real?
Yeah, because you look the same. And
I'm glad he went sarcastic because it's more in line with like.
Yeah, honestly,
his tone.
And when I heard that, I'm like, you know what? That's better. I'm glad he went sarcastic as well. Oh, you finally get to do a real power up.
I know. I get to do a Piccolo power up.
A pickle up.
Go deep.
I'm feeling a whole lot of Piccolo right now. Either he's showing off, or he's fighting an android. We have to go help him. No, Gohan. We have to wait for Vegeta and Trunks to come out of the hypersonic lion tamer.
That one was on purpose.
Hypersonic?
Little
Could have
bit.
been. Well, how long do we have left?
4 hours.
We've been here for 20 hours?
By the way,
that bit.
I want to point out that the timing in this show and
It's
the
so
pacing,
fucky. It's so
because
weird.
if you look at the pacing of the last several episodes, it was over the course of 24 hours,
Yep.
and yet between the last episode and this one, it's
20
been
hours.
20.
I know, like,
but there's been no sundown or sun up, sunrise or sunset. There's been no night, yet it's been a day somehow.
because Vegeta and Trunks have to get out of there soon, or else Cell wins. Basically,
So this entire part, I remember being in the room going like, okay, so like, what is the timetable on this exactly? We were all scratching our heads
It's
going.
like, I guess they have like 4 hours till they get out.
Yep.
It was just kind of wacky to us.
When? I mean, how?
That's what makes it
Hypersonic,
hypersonic,
Gohan.
Goku.
Yeah?
I love Masako's.
Yeah.
He's so good. Masako is fantastic.
I imagine he just kind of grabbed Goku by the side of the hair and then his pants just.
Well, there's an impact sound, so we obviously backhanded him.
My favorite one with Piccolo throwing somebody off the look at is easily Vegeta's, though.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah,
so
Popo,
strong.
yeah.
Sounds different from Vegeta, dude. It really
Man,
does.
he has been at this for like 20 hours.
It has been 5 minutes.
It's called hyperbole, big guy. Also, I can't sense power levels. What's going on over there?
Dodge.
Dodge?
You know, 16, yelling dodge is more
New background.
Yep.
distracting than helpful.
He has fused with Kami.
Here it is.
Tommy.
Also, hold on, go back, if you wouldn't mind, just a couple
Back
frames.
and to the left.
Yeah, I combined shots here. Go back a little more.
Helpful.
He has fused with Kami.
All right, so see here?
Tommy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's blinking, you'll miss it, literally. But
I never caught that.
yep.
There's so much of that in this.
Seriously.
Here we
what
go.
the hell's a commie?
It means God. Now bow.
So strong.
Gotta book Piccolo strong, brother.
Yeah, I won't lie. I always kind of feel like I'm jerking myself off when I talk about her writing, but I love that line. I'm so happy with it because it's so. I feel like it is just really dominant.
The alternate was it means God now pray.
Yeah, I think bow works.
Bow is like I mean either work. We went with bow.
I think you recorded both, right?
No, I recorded the one that was on the script, and the one that made it to script was bow.
I actually look at this episode and the next episode. All three of us each come up with a badass one-liner that I go, we should be proud as fuck of that because that's a good one-liner. Well, yeah.
Sorry.
No, don't worry.
Oh, there's my sweet little half-breed grandbaby.
Oh.
So, how's the detonator coming along?
It's coming, but did you look at Dr. Giroux's notes? As it turns out, he only attributes model numbers to his successful projects. The crazy bastard was kidnapping dozens of orphan teenagers and experimenting on them.
Oh, come now, you can't kidnap an orphan. They weren't wanted in the first place. As a side, that's kind of brilliant.
By the way, you can't kidnap an orphan they weren't wanted in the first place is
Such a fucking evil
That's
line.
something Mr. Burns would say.
Also, something I like. One of these days, I want to use that for a big old professional project.
Mr. Burns, you can't kidnap an orphan.
You can't kidnap. Of course, you can't kidnap orphans. They weren't wanted in the first place.
That is, yeah. You know what? That sounds exactly right.
Interesting that he set explosives in their chests like this, though. Must have been a failsafe, for in case they went rogue.
She's got them TN
He
shoulders.
does that to strangers, and it's fine. But I want to do it to my own children, and your mother gets all uppity.
Dad, any more talk like that, and you don't get to hold Trunks anymore.
Wouldn't be talking so mighty if you had a
bomb in your chest.
Oh my God!
Hell.
Get the...
Too bad, Jolly Green Giant. Looks like you missed. Try again for Zenny.
Here we go. One of my favorite techniques.
And one of my favorite line reads from him.
This is such a fun...
I stopped dodging. Seriously, are you even trying to hit me?
No!
The hell do you mean no? Oh, shit.
Console grenade!
Oh
Man, it's even got a cool name.
That's the line.
Yeah. God, if he didn't have that barrier ability, he'd be screwed.
Oh, he'd be fucked.
He's like, oh shit, I'm outsound. Oh no.
Also, he wouldn't be so goddamn annoying in fighters.
You know something I don't get? You try to kill Goku and that's fine. We try to kill Goku and suddenly you get all uppity.
True, but when I did it, it was for revenge. You're just doing it for shits and giggles.
Tell you what, you live a few years in stasis with your creator repeating the words kill Goku over and over again in your subconscious. Then you can ride that high horse all day long.
Wow.
What?
Nothing, just nostalgia.
Yeah, just pointing out that Piccolo Jr., like the son of King Piccolo, was created with the sole purpose of killing Goku, who killed his dad.
I feel you. I feel you where you're coming from on this, guys, but you're doing it wrong.
So that's actually, like, it's another moment where if you've watched the original Dragon Ball, that joke means more.
Yeah, it's like, no. Oh, yeah, it's that moment of kind of relating to his enemy. It's like, I kind of get it, actually. But still can't let you do it.
Yeah, like, look, there's empathy, but...
Also, damn, the smoke from there.
Serious power being thrown around.
Damn it. We shouldn't just sit here like a bunch of cowards. We need to help. And do what? Get ragdolled again? No thank you. Of course you'd say that.
I love this scene.
Hey, he's actually got a point. I mean, between the Super Saiyans, the Super Namekian, the androids, and whatever the hell Cell is.
Oh, don't you start.
Hey, I was on Namek,
okay?
Shit got crazy.
I got stabbed and blown up.
I've been stabbed and blown up too. And dumped by the only girlfriend I ever had.
Same. But you know the difference? When mine left, she took all my money.
When yours left, she took all her money. God damn.
There was no reason for that.
There
was no reason for that.
But it's funny.
Like, Krillin, why? What?
No, he's
Dude,
he's whining.
bro.
He's whining. He's whining right now. I'm not putting up with it.
I'm just gonna show you that, yeah, you know what? I've had it bad. You might have had it worse. You're gonna need a sensu for that one. That's why we wrote it, for that punchline.
This hasn't been fun at all, but I'm going to give you one last chance to tell us where Goku is. Or I'm going to have to start taking this seriously.
Be a nice change of pace.
Ooh. Sound effects,
Looney
dude.
Tunes shit.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you back with me?
To gain some distance.
You can fly!
Dad, do you think Piccolo can win?
No. But maybe.
Then again.
Although.
I feel like this was mine.
Why do you keep stopping short?
I can't
I'm
remember
sorry,
whose this
Gohan.
was.
Were you
Yeah,
saying
it was a
I said
combination.
the
We were just
dumb
trying to find a way to
finished.
get through that fight.
I hear you over the
I remember in the writer's room, we had gotten to that part in the fight where we're like, oh, there's so much good animation, but where do we put the jokes in? And I remember just pitching, what if you just cut to someone reacting to the fight to keep the best bits?
Let's just go to Goku, and then he can just have like his
maybe, but maybe
because he's watching the fight in his brain. Like
Yeah.
He's good enough that he can sense that shit from where he is.
Because the whole fight itself is a fantastic end-to-end fight in the actual show.
And we wanted to use as much of that animation as possible.
Especially the crisp slow-mo crunch, because it just looks so brutal. The hits look so nasty.
Again, this is my favorite fight in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm happy we kept the footage in it.
Keep stopping short. Oh, I'm sorry, Gohan. Were you saying something?
I said the
I love the J-hook, by the way.
You love those transitions.
He sure does cry a lot. Do you think he gets that from his monkey side?
Dad, no racism in front of Trunks.
Oh, come on. I'm using monkey unironically here.
Kinda worse.
I mean, mostly.
Kinda.
Half and half.
Kinda like the baby.
You know, it's kinda hard to enjoy my meal with your brat screaming.
Where did you get that food? You've already cleared out our kitchens.
Not
the fridge in the basement.
I don't have a fridge in my...
Oh my god.
Done. We effectively have a detonator for the androids. Bulma kills droids dead.
We have a lot of cannibalism jokes in our show, I'm not gonna lie.
I love the implication.
He's
eating the clones of panties.
He is. He really is.
I mean, we've seen the Yajirobe will eat anything. The first time we meet him, he's eating a demon spawn.
You know, I'm kind of surprised, considering that Yajirobe, I guess he must be bi, because he's all up on those edible panties.
You ever just buy a 12-pack of them and go through them on a weekend?
You think Korin's gonna take that offensively? You know, he's gonna be like, what were you doing? I was enjoying myself.
If you'll excuse me?
Wait, are you breastfeeding?
Yeah, why?
Awesome.
More evidence of him being bi.
Yeah, I guess he is bi.
I love this. Just what is everybody else seeing?
This is so dumb. This cannot get any dumber.
We needed to do this more in the show.
Sure is a lot of not killing Goku going on right now.
This is my...
You know what would fix that?
Is it killing Goku?
Good old rousing round of killing Goku.
That was a joke I came so long ago.
I slept with Bulma. Yeah? Well, unlike Vegeta,
You can't prove it!
you can't too. We'll just ask her.
Bulma's on the phone! Yeah, on second thought, never mind.
You know, in hindsight, I'm so glad I'm here right now. Real Master speaking.
I will honor you.
Whoa, hostile!
Never mind that. Listen, I have the detonator for the androids.
Wow, that was quick.
22 hours isn't quick.
22 hours?
When? I mean, ow! How long did we sleep?
Look, I'm on my way over. Try not to die in the meantime.
All right, so where were we?
Oh! Just the fist going through them.
I was wrong. This got so much dumber.
The spin gets... The spin's so good.
Damn it, Green Man, you are hard to put down.
Yeah, not gonna lie, actually beginning to enjoy myself here.
Man, we have a problem.
Yeah, I know, I'm bluffing. I'm kind of at my limit.
No, another problem.
What, the other androids?
No, another problem.
What? Oh.
What the f*** is that? Joni loves Chachi. Oh, boys. Room for one more.
Oh.
We love our cliffhangers.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Here we go.
You run pretty good for a fat man.
Why are you so mad? They weren't even that good.
Most of those weren't even meant to be eaten that way.
I remember you wrote eating that way. It was like,
most of those weren't meant to be eaten that way was my line, and I'm just like, how dark can we get here?
The layers on that. Lots
most of them weren't meant to be eaten that way.
I just love that you run pretty good for a fat man. Got window blown out. I'm like, Jesus, I can see this scene happening verbatim right now. It's just him standing there, keep running, bang, bang.
I had a lot of fun editing that shot as well.
Oh my god. I
so
mean,
satisfying.
Anybody that's been watching these knows that I have a fairly dark sense of humor. That's just a tip of the iceberg.
That really is.
I'm just so glad, like, we had some moments here with Piccolo, and 17 really getting to be a character for a bit.
Yeah.
We get to see his playful side, too. Because it's obvious in the beginning he's not really taking the fight with Piccolo seriously, and as he gets more serious, you can tell he's having a bit of fun with it. There's a bit of
that
charm
plays more to
that.
the character, because I remember when we were in scripting room, Scott in particular, and I know you were there too,
Yeah,
I feel like I wasn't bringing the energy as much, but Scott was really wanting to make sure that the androids came across like the teenagers that they actually kind of were.
One of my favorite things about how we wrote them is, and we've talked about this, they get along with each other better than everybody else, and like all the heroes get along with each other. The villains, these terrible teenagers, get along very well as a group and are having fun. Everyone else is stressed out, fighting each other, being dicks.
Nobody else respects each other or has a good time with each other.
Every other villain group treat each other like shit, except for the androids who actually kind of like each other, because they're not technically villains. Well, kind of are, but they aren't. It's the weird, the weird two lanes that they're in.
Because there was a weird power dynamic in the Frieza forces where, you know, the closer you were to Frieza, the more authority you had, so everybody had to kind of like follow what you said. Whereas the androids are all kind of equals to each other. They like, you know, okay, you handle this one,
allies
whatever.
by circumstance.
And yeah, we don't really get a whole lot when it comes to like Bibbidi and Bobbidi's crew.
In Z in general, it feels like the androids never got, like, aside from like 17 versus Piccolo and 16 versus Cell and 18 versus Vegeta, that one thing, they don't really have any other one-on-one fights.
Not really.
They actually kind of
it would be fascinating to see the alternate universe where they stayed the main villains.
It would have been interesting, because I honestly, for the longest time when we were watching, I thought, like, my memory served, because I only watched a couple episodes in the Cell Saga when I was like a teenager and shit, because that was the only thing I could watch. In particular, what was interesting to me was 16. I thought the whole plot was going towards 16. Like, in my mind, Goku loves fighting. 16 needs to kill Goku, but doesn't know why. So Goku's like, you shouldn't, well, I don't really want to fight you if you don't want to. And then Goku has to convince someone not to fight him, which is, why would Goku have to do that? He loves fighting. So
by the way, I just realized that episode was shorter than the last one.
Was it?
It was 9 minutes.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's sort of funny. As the episodes went on, they started to just kind of get longer.
It's more of a thing of like, it's less about like, oh, we need to get these episodes to a certain length. It's more about, we need to end these at a certain point to pace this out properly.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
And at this point, we were going through what, like 1.5 to 2.5 episodes per episode or something?
We were pulling, we were
Yeah,
pulling
yeah.
from like 5 episodes wide.
I mean, sometimes like you skip over a bunch of filler.
Yeah, which that was
always the game of like, what do we keep, what do we keep and use?
But we always, like, the big part of writing for us was always deciding, okay, where do we leave the opener? What is our opening joke? And where are we ending this episode? Those were always the two important points that we needed to go through.
Cliffhanger or a joke. It had to end on one of those two.
And usually both.
If we could get both, that's a sweet finish.
And we loved ending on cliffhangers like we did here, which would be all the more infuriating for people when we would do a movie after an episode with a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like we're going to do next time on this thing
that we're doing
together. That was fine. That was fine. That was good. That was good. That was good. That was good. I'm gonna kill those kids.
All right.
I'm gonna kill those kids, man.
I believe you.
I'm gonna. Oh man, it's gonna be nasty.
End this.
Look away. Look away. It's gonna be gross.
Tyler.